Fish and Chums!
Hi everybody, Gary Heydrich here with my old fishing buddy Tuffy. We're getting ready to go fishing out here at Table Rock this morning. Taping this show on Wednesday, I believe it's the 6th of December. 6th of December already. And we're out here at Table Rock, and boy, it's absolutely gorgeous. We were rough yesterday. We've had some fronts come in, dropping the water temperature. I took the water temperature just a couple of minutes ago. 56 degrees out here this morning. We got another front coming in. It's even going to get colder. Not a great upcoming weekend. Maybe Sunday will be the pick day out of the 2 days. So get out there and catch some fish. I tell you what, a lot of good crappie reports. Stockton, Truman, Lake of the Ozarks. Let's start out at Stockton, Tuffy. We like Stockton. Good walleye lake, good crappie lake. What's happening now, there's been some limits of crappie being caught out there the last few days and over the past weekend. You want to get to the deep water brush piles. If you know where those brush piles are, you're going to catch fish. A little bit deeper the last couple of days. Anywhere 18, 19, 20, 25, 27 foot of water. Get out there and doodle sock, just kind of vertically fish those jigs. And they've been picking up some fish on minnows as well. Don't overlook the bridges, the bridge pilings. Hey, they're catching some crappie on those at times as well. Let's go out to Truman Lake. Boy, there was some nice fish caught out there over the past weekend and the last couple of days. And I want you to take a look at this. Dora Lee. How about Dora Lee? Good picture here. Beautiful lady, beautiful crappie. And Dora and her guy was out over the weekend and caught a lot of crappie on Saturday and Sunday. Nice picture. Okay, well, Truman is, I've been saying this the last 3 weeks on the program, the fish or the crappie are more on their winter program, without a doubt. They're moving to the bluffs more and more all the time. As I mentioned, I like that lower 1/3 of the lake. Not saying you can't catch any fish anywhere else, but this is my personal preference. And I like to get out there and find the bluffs that have the trees, structure, any kind of a lay down, any kind of brush, especially cedar trees. And I like color. I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago on the program. I like a 16th ounce Bass Pro crappie jig head. I like that one with the orange and chartreuse. And of course, take a look at this. This is one of the baits that I like to use at Truman. I like that color. So you may want to try that for the upcoming weekend. And of course, minnows is working as well. So Truman Lake still producing pretty doggone good crappie fishing out there. You want down, my friend? Okay. All right, Lake of the Ozarks. Boy, look at this. I want to get out there because Tyler Hessler was out there over the past weekend. Look at this nice limit of crappie Tyler caught at Lake of the Ozarks. A lot of fish being caught out there. And still the big condo docks are producing fish. Crappie are being caught around some of the individual or smaller docks as well, especially with a little structure around them. And they're still picking some fish up off the banks. And that may change with this colder weather, but they're picking up fish just by casting jigs out, letting it drop anywhere from about 8, 10, 12 feet of water, maybe a little bit deeper, especially the banks that have structure on them. So Lake of the Ozarks, still pretty doggone good crappie fish out at the lake. All right, let's go over to Bull Shoals. Well, speaking of crappie, I've had some fair reports this past few days and over the past weekend. People who know where those brush piles are getting out there and doodle socking, vertically fishing the brush piles with jigs or jigging minnows, picking up some fish. And the bass fishing continues to be pretty good. They've been using more and more the last few days. I've heard some fish being caught on rock crawlers and wiggle warts and the crawdad patterns. Just get out there and not vertically fish, but cast down the side of the banks and bring it right back down, bounce those things off some of the rocks. You can catch some fish. They're still picking up some fish at Bull Shoals on drop shots in some of the deeper water in the midday area. And then when there's some wind, spinner baits have been working, square bill crankbaits have been working back in the creek arms, and jigs. Your jigs have been really picking up some nice fish as well at Bull Shoals. Okay, out here at Table Rock, I'm telling you what, some pretty good fishing is taking place. You still want to get out and use your deep water baits, your drop shots, because they're catching fish out on the long runs. Use your electronics, get out there 25, 35, 45, 55 feet of water if you have to. But look, sometimes these fish aren't schooled up. The other day, I'll tell you what happened. Get out there with a Ned rig. When all else fails and these fish are moody and they don't want to bite, get that Ned rig down there, fire up that school, then pick up your drop shots and you're going to catch some fish, I promise you. Also at Table Rock here, they're picking up some fish on your crankbait, your wiggle warts, and your rock crawlers. Not great, but they are picking up some fish, and they're just going to get better and better as that water temperature cools off. That's for sure. And we've had some reports up in the James. We've had reports of spinnerbaits on the windy days, and we've had some wind, and square bill crankbaits, and of course your jigs have been really working good at Table Rock as well. So get out there with your football jigs, mix your colors up. I like brown right now, kind of a purple tail, but to get your favorite jigs out, I know you can pick up some fish. By the way, up at the Cape Fear area, hey, they're picking up some nice crappie at times, some very beautiful crappie. So check this out in your deep water brush piles and around some of the docks. Hey, I want to say goodbye to an old buddy of mine who went to the big lake in the sky, and he passed away a couple weeks ago, and I failed to say anything. I just wanted to wait a couple weeks because he was a great, great friend. The great entertainer, Mel Tillis. Boy, Mel and I had some fun times out in the boat. Hey, I tell you what, Mel's not only a great entertainer, a great storyteller, and he's so funny. He's just funny naturally. He's funny when he's not even trying to be funny. But I tell you what, Mel was a good bass fisherman. Take this look at Mel, one of the bass he caught. Hey, Mel, I tell you what, I missed you, buddy. I know you're up there looking at some good old bass lakes right now. And one of these days, I'm in no hurry, but I'll join you. Hey, thank you for being with us today. Be sure to like and share. We really appreciate that. And we appreciate the new viewers, the new subscribers here the last few days. We always appreciate this. It's kind of a slow time of the year. You usually don't get too many subscribers right now. But tell your friends about us, subscribe, and we'll be back here next week. Happy outdoors, everyone.